Hey guys, I'm Tiffany. I'm going to read the tarot cards for Free Tarot Friday. This week I'm out of town. I'm in Floribama in the South, and I'm using an Angel Tarot deck because this is the one I threw in the car with me. So it's not my normal deck, but I do like it. I like to be able to change it up a little bit. There's different art. It gives you a different vibe. So a little bit a background. What I'm going to do is go through each sign in the zodiac, so everybody will get a reading. So we'll start with Aries, we'll go all the way through Pisces, and we'll get a couple of cards. And I'm doing it early because we've got some plans at noon, and I didn't want to miss being able to read for you today. So let's just clear the deck. All of the Aries watching, just take a big inhale through the nose and out through the nose. I'm just beginning to soften the ears so that you can listen with an ear of the heart, knowing that you can take what you want and leave the rest. I'm just asking for a clear message for any of our Aries watching. What is it that they need to hear that would be useful information for their weekend? Okay, here we go. The World and the Eight of Earth. Very interesting. Okay, so both of these are kind of like celebrating a job well done. You know what I mean? The World card is the last card of the major arcana. So there's 22 cards, 0 through 21. And the World card is a card of completion, It's a card, it's like feeling like you've arrived. You know what I mean? It's like feeling like you've come full circle with something. And often at the end of a full circle, it's like a death and a beginning, right? And so often at that end of that full circle, that World card, there's a sense of selflessness that comes, And so Aries, if some of you are experiencing a dark night of the soul, a death of the self, that could be a way that you're experiencing that. The Eight of Earth is about hard work, So I like to look on the bright side of things, right? So it could be that you're ending one chapter and you're beginning a new line of employment, or a piece of your world is over and there's a new work life beginning. It could be that, I don't know, how else could we interpret it? It says skilled work is rewarded, learning all there is to know about a topic, even going back to school. The Eight of Earth in my normal deck I tell people it's like chop wood, carry water, be disciplined, right? But either way, it looks like there's room for you to celebrate yourself. And so if you have come to a sense of completion, if you have moved from self into selflessness, or are in that like transition stage, give yourself a little ceremony, don't let it go unnoticed by you, right? Like give yourself something to feel like complete about. You know what I mean? Don't just let it sit there in the ethers, right? So that's for Aries. Let's take a look at the deck for our Taurus friends. Clearing the deck for Taurus. Okay, cool. So if you guys are watching wherever you're watching, I end up posting this on YouTube, and I always appreciate your comments and subscribing on YouTube. It really means a lot to me. It feels like I'm, doing this for people, right? Instead of just out there into the internet land. So thank you for everybody that comments or has subscribed. Let's clear the deck for Taurus. Let's just see what it is that Taurus needs to hear for the weekend ahead. Okay. Six of Fire and the Page of Earth. Okay, cool. So Six of Fire is like the Six of Wands. It's a yes card. It's a victory. It's a win. And the Page of Earth is also a victory, a win. It's the Page of Pentacles or coins, right? And so this is about moving forward with a new line of employment. It's about considering changing your job, asking for a raise, looking at an additional stream of income, learning about investments. It says the Page of Earth says scholarly, dependable, patient, and successful. And so it could be that you need to call some of that in to your walk, to your personal life over the weekend. So is there something you need to learn about money? Are you on Audible? Like, do you listen to the Robert Kiyosaki books? Or do you have, or, you know, is your financial spreadsheet up to date? Do you need to spend a little time editing it, right? We're in Mercury retrograde in Gemini right now. And so if there's been some things that have fallen by the wayside, is it time to spruce it up, you know, financially with your budget? Do you need to be more dependable? Do you need to let some people know that, hey, it's not cool if they're not dependable to you? Do you know what I mean? Like, you can work with all angles of these words. So ultimately, the Six of Fire is very, very good, right? This is a victory. It is a win. It's about good news and recognition. And so, you know, maybe a little bonus is on its way to you. All right, let's clear the deck for Gemini. Just clearing the deck for Gemini. Okay. All right. Six of Earth. All right. And the Empress. All right. So the Six of Earth in my deck is the Six of Pentacles, right? And so this is usually about gifts of money, inheritances, loans. You can see the scales here, which I think is an interesting interpretation. So again, balancing the checkbook. Money it's not all money, right? Like there's an underlying thing to money, which is our sense of security, you know? And when we don't have a sense of security, we get scared, right? Like we feel interfered with it. We get scrappy and we get more primal, you know what I mean? And so for you Geminis watching, having the Six of Earth, knowing that maybe there's an imbalance going on, and the way out is through your great generosity. So have you spent some time volunteering? Have you tithed? Have you given back to the community? You know, even if the community is attacking you, that's not really what it's about. It's not like getting back or retreating. It's about balancing a power through generosity so that you're moving out of fear and into stability, okay? The Empress is a really fortunate card to get. It's about pregnancy, right? So all you Geminis out there wanting to conceive, right? Just hello. This is a fortunate pairing for that. The Empress is also about not just childbirth, but birth of projects, new developments, new creation, right? It's that three energy, that energy of creativity, charisma, charm, communications, right? All of the things that vibe with the number three. So, you know, what do you got cooking, right? What do you got cooking? And maybe spending some time considering those topics this weekend. What is it that you want to give birth to? Like, what are the desires of your heart? What's standing in the way of that? Okay, so I'm getting communication noises, but I can't see the comments. It's like for months now. So thank you. I see that people are here, but I don't know who you are because I can't see the comments or the stars. Let's see. I'll read them afterwards for sure and comment on everybody's. So let's go into Cancer. Let's clear the deck for Cancer. Clearing the deck for Cancer. Okay. Clearing the deck for Cancer. Seven of Water reversed here. I'm not going to read it reversed because I haven't been doing that. And then the Ten of Water. Okay, so the Ten of Water is like the Ten of Cups, right? Seven of Water is like the Seven of Cups. And usually this is like a complex decision because, you know, Cancer, it's like there's a lot of moving pieces. The Seven of Water, the Seven of Cups. Sometimes you can get into analysis paralysis or just drive yourself crazy looking at all of the different options. And so if that's you, you know, if you have a lot of moving pieces or a lot of considerations or a lot of choices to be made, the Ten of Water is here to remind you to do what's most loving for you, right? And that simplifies it, you know, because there's what you could do, what you should do, what's most efficient, what's most productive, what's most logical, and then there's the choice that really just feels like it's the most loving thing to do for you, right? And so that's the advice of the cards right now. It's subject to change, you have free will, But very cool for the Cancers to get to water cards. This idea of consolidating many options into something that's most loving does resonate with me personally. I've been looking at maybe 5 different kind of optimal diet plans and putting them into a Venn diagram. And, you know, it's not like take what you want and leave the rest, but it's like take the best of each of the lineages to create something that's going to work best for me. So for me, that's macrobiotics. It's vegan version of keto, right? It's intermittent fasting, and it's basically, you know, sea vegetables, like potent, you know, high nutrient, dense food, you know what I mean, in a shorter window. So my point is, like, there's a lot of paths and they're all good, and that's what that 7 of water feels like. So I'm going to condense it down to what's most loving for me, right? So that's just a personal example of how you could interpret that. All right, let's clear for who's the other one? Leo. Thank you. Clear for Leo. Okay, Leo. So we just had our summer solstice crystal class last night. So much fun. Learned a lot about the summer crystals, sunstone, amber, fire quartz, golden healer quartz, golden sheen obsidian, right? So all of these very fiery crystals you could be playing with, Leo, but it's I'm saying this because in the class we were talking about how by the time we get to summer solstice, Venus and Mars will both be in Leo, so lots of fireworks in the Leo department. Love fireworks, good fireworks. Let me clarify that. All right. So what is it that our Leos need to hear for the weekend? Just take a deep breath, Leos. Okay. My eyebrow look funny. Like, what is going on with my face? All right, Queen of Water, Leo. Like, that was a very Leo thing to do, too. Leos, Queen of Water, you know. Finding a way to be more compassionate, finding a way to lead from your heart space. So this isn't about putting on a show. This isn't about doing what's right. This isn't about being loud. It's really about being soft and turning on that, like, grandmother chord. You know what I mean? The card says relationships develop to a new level, trust your intuition, care for yourself and others. And what I'm saying, care for yourself and others through that, like, grandma tone, through that, like, you know, nobody can do anything wrong. You're not taking anything personally. You're just shining your love light. You also get the Chariot, which is a card about moving forward. In this card, it has Archangel Metatron. It says there's an important achievement to focus on self-discipline and willpower, and there can be some public recognition. All right, so I guess, you know, with those two in mind, it's like, to me, this is a call of humility, right? To be humble, okay? So carry that with you as you go forward, because you're achieving success. You're getting better and better. People get it. You don't have to tell them, you know what I mean? You want to lead by example. This is about, right, attraction rather than promotion. Okay. I don't have low energy. Like, there's nothing wrong with me. I get up at 5 and I go for these beautiful sunrise walks, and I'm just still in my, like, morning peace mode. Okay. So, all right. So let's go into Virgo. Let's see what the cards have to say for Virgo. This one clearly hopped out. The 3 of Fire. Very good. Abundance. Things looking good with the 3 of Fire. Let's clear for Virgo. Okay. The Lovers. Nice. All right. So this is about your intimate relationships. This is about long-term decisions. It says good health as well. So health and vitality for you Virgos out there. The 3 of Fire too, this is a creative card. So, you know, in my other deck, it's like somebody looking out for their ship coming in. It can indicate overseas travel. It can indicate, overseas travel can also just mean reading a book about another culture. It can be learning a new foreign language, you know what I mean? But the idea here is that both of these cards have passion behind them. And so I know that there's something that you're very, very passionate about. And the Lovers isn't just about your beloved. It can also be those people that you hold close to you. You know, not all Virgos are coupled, right? But all Virgos have some people that they feel very, very deeply connected to, right? And so here's this message of, you know, something that you're very passionate about. And, you know, is it connecting you with other people? Is there room for conversation? Is it, you know, it says have patience at this time. Things look very good, okay? So Virgos that are having some new creative juices come up, some new passions arise, some things that they may or may not share with their close ones. Can you live and let live for now, because there's new information coming. We don't have all the information we need to like plug our flag in the sand. But ultimately, to me, this is a really positive message of kind of realigning with something that you're really interested in, that maybe you've been waiting a long time for, you know, this 3 of fire, like your ship's finally coming in. So if you're more of an analytical Virgo, maybe this means shifting into something that's more playful for you, that's more fun, that connects with a childlike sense of wonder. Okay, lots of ways to interpret this. So just trust your intuition, right? Just trust your intuition. You're born wise. All right, clear for Libra. Thank you. Clearing the deck for Libra. Clearing for Libra. Okay, 7 of Water and the Unity card. The Unity card in this deck is number 5. It's like the Hierophant. It stands for kind of traditional conservative viewpoints, okay? And so whereas the Cancer got 7 of Water, lots of decisions, choose a path that's most loving for you, here we are on Libra, they get the 7 of Water, lots of options, analysis paralysis, they all seem good, please don't make me pick, I'm a Libra, you know what I mean, like those type of feelings. And instead of do what's most loving for you, like the Cancers, it's do what's most unifying, you know. Does our unity come first? In whatever decision you're making, does our unity come first? All right, and so easy way to make decisions for you Libras this weekend. So the card says the need to do research, stop procrastinating. Kind of a mixed message. Do research quickly, make a decision, move forward. Some of the best advice I got was when my mom was dying, and one of the ladies that sat with her, I was just so upset about, like, should I be here full time? Is the coming and going okay? Is it disruptive? I was like a 7 of Water, like swirling decisions. And she said, honey, just pray about it, make a decision, and move forward. And I was like, oh, you know, because it's so easy for us to get in that washing machine cycle, you know what I mean, where we're just swirling in decisions, and they all seem good, and they all seem bad, and they all seem regrettable, and they all seem optimal, and you just get stuck in your own perspective, you know. So Libra, instead of getting stuck in your own perspective, we're going to try to choose what's most unifying. What's most unifying could be for you and your partner, for you and your family, for you unifying to your highest self, you know, for you realigning your sense of purpose with higher power, right? So unity has a lot of different interpretations. Boom. All right. So after unity comes what? So Scorpio. Let's clear the deck for Scorpio. Let's clear the deck for Scorpio. Clearing for Scorpio. I'll go ahead and shuffle. For Scorpio looking for advice, just taking a deep breath in through the nose. Okay, good job. Through the nose. King of Fire, it says motivational, idealistic, ambitious, charismatic, okay. So this is the card of the leader. This is about communicating your vision, you know. Usually I get the Queen of Fire, or the Queen of Wands is something that represents me. I have Mars in my first house, I have Sag rising, I have 4 planets in Scorpio and 4 in Libra, but this fire is the leader of my chart, right? So I'm saying this just to share my own experience with what this looks like, right? So how you could use it to interpret it. So the King of Fire, you know, this is when you're called forward. You know, you're called to lead in a situation. You're called to, it says, focus, focus, focus. Communicate with vision, advice from someone creative. All right, interesting. So looking for a magical third option. We also get the 5 of Fire. And so the 5s are usually about conflicts, right? The 5s are about when we get conflicted, when things get a little too complex. So for you Scorpios out there, a word that I have been working with this week is the word untroubled, okay? And so to me, this speaks to that. Like, how do you get out of the fight that when you're bumping up into pain, what you're really bumping up into is self, right? Is ego. I know that may not make sense as a one-liner, but when you're doing the work of self-discovery, right, it really does make a lot of sense, you know, because usually what I'm upset about in you, right, is actually what I'm doing that I'm not okay with. And so this idea of being untroubled with the King of Fire and the 5 of Fire, overcoming adversity, reminding people where they have similarities and not differences, you know, listening for the purpose of understanding as opposed to fixing or managing or controlling or directing, you know, the show here. So Scorpios, I would just suggest observing, you know, where's the conflict in your life, and what, not for the purpose of like highlighting it, but for the purpose of self-reflection, being like, where have I been responsible for this, and what does my highest self want to do about it? You know, how can I leadership my way through some troubled waters? That's not really a very good sentence. I wish I could edit that a little bit, but hopefully it makes sense to some of you guys. All right, let's clear the deck for Sagittarius. Let's clear for Sag. Just asking for some practical insight, wisdom to offer Sagittarius clarity and confidence as they move forward into the weekend. Clearing for Sag. Taking a deep breath in. If you're listening for yourself, a deep breath out. All right, we get the Star card and the Chariot. So 2 of you guys got the Chariot. You know, this is a fortunate, I guess, positive combo, right? So the Star card and the Chariot, both of these are about moving forward, and you're moving forward a new person. You know, you're moving forward the best version of yourself. You're moving forward into the best times. You know, sometimes it's easy to look at the future and, you know, especially if things aren't going your way or if you've had a rough couple of years, right? Like, it can be like, I don't really feel like shining right now. I feel like resting or retreating. But the idea here is that there's momentum for you available. There's spiritual momentum available for you. You can call upon Archangel Jophiel, Archangel Metatron in this particular deck. The Star card, it does shift from being selfish and like the poor me and look what's wrong and everything's wrong with you and like you're my problem. That's a shift. There's a shift with the Star card from that perspective into taking responsibility and being useful of service. The Star card usually has, yeah, she does here. She's got 2 pitchers of water. Okay, so these 2 pitchers of water in Old Tarot represent a water bearer, somebody that's being helpful, somebody that's carrying life-giving, life-sustaining liquid. So Sagittarius, I'm just going to say, if there's any way for you to get out of yourself, you know, to see, to really see the truth, right, then you end up illuminating. You end up being this bright, shining star of leadership, this beacon, this thing that people look to for their own hope, you know. The Star mixed with the Chariot, I think, is a very fortunate combination. So if you're in it, if you're in the mix of life and you're feeling good, this is like more good things coming. If you're in the thick of some troubled times, this is like good, because good things are coming. You still have to show up. You still have to take right action. You still have to do the next right thing. It's not going to fall in your lap. You know what I mean, Sag? Okay, So it says, an important achievement, self-discipline and willpower, public recognition, happy times. Make positive, optimistic, long-term plans. You're on the right path. It says that. Okay? It didn't say something else. You're not watching another channel right now. That's the message for you. Okay? All right. Let's clear the deck for Capricorn. Let's clear for Capricorn. Clear for Capricorn and see what our Capricorn friends need to hear. Let's just ground our energy and see what our Capricorns need to hear. Nine of Fire, all right, and the Ace of Water. Okay, very interesting. So the Nine of Fire says, don't give up, protect what you've created, have courage and believe in yourself. And the Ace of Water, or the Ace of Cups, is about falling in love with the resurgence of a relationship, spiritual growth, enhanced intuition, or a new home. You know, during Mercury retrograde, this could be like an old lover coming back around. It could be moving back into a home that you've lived in before. It could be moving in with your partner and nesting, right? It could be, if you're already living with your partner, doing like home things this weekend. The Nine of Fire reminds you, don't give up. You know, don't give up. Protect the things that are most important to you. You know, your spiritual goals, your sense of feeling loved and chosen. You know what I mean? And that comes from you to you, right? That comes from adult you talking to kid you and reparenting yourself. So the Nine of Fire also is like that sense of urgency, like that there's a lot going on. And that can feel very chaotic to a Capricorn who is more earth-based and grounded. And so the Nine of Fire can create that like restlessness, that urgency, that irritability, that there's a lot on my plate. And so just knowing that you can trust that this power of love, this power of connection, this power of emotional intelligence is what's going to kind of keep things steady for you. So, you know, Capricorn moving into a more intuitive space so that you can relax, you know, so that you can build great trust, right? All right, let's clear for our Aquarius. All right, clearing for Aquarius. What do our Aquarius friends need to hear this morning for the weekend ahead? Oh my gosh, there's this huge bird. And he's like on, oh my gosh, it's like so coastal. It's like perched on this wooden pier beam in the sand. All right, nice. All right, let's clear for Aquarius. Let's see what our Aquarius friends need to hear. Just taking a deep breath in if you're listening. Relaxing the ears, relaxing the jaw, relaxing the base of the throat. Okay, Eight of Water is what jumped out. Walk away and don't look back. This is a desire to move on, you know, a desire to move on, to search for something more meaningful, followed by the 10 of Fire. It says too much work. Time to accept help from others. Life is out of balance. There could be some stress-related health concerns. Take that seriously. It just feels like either you've taken on too much or there's some facets of life that are weighing you down, and it's like, let's just shift gears, you know. To me, if I got this and I was a seeker and I was asking about something, this is a clear ending, okay? So if you're looking for a permission slip to let something go that's become a little too heavy in your life, you got your permission slip, okay? So, you know, it doesn't have to be today or tomorrow. It does look like you need a little bit of alone time here. We got the Hermit. So just spending some time in quiet meditation, doing some self-discovery, figuring how you got yourself into this position so that you don't just keep duplicating it and repeating it, and that you can go slow and make some different decisions along the way. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? I have so much to say about that topic. I'm going to let you have your own intuition about it. Let's clear for Pisces. We finally made it to Pisces. Yay! Thank you, patient Pisces. Let's clear for Pisces. I'm gonna do a couple more shuffles here. Build the suspense. Clearing for Pisces. It's Friday. There's like such a vibe to Friday. It doesn't matter if you're, you know, like what's going on. Like Friday ruled by Venus, it just feels good, right? I think I was born on a Friday, so maybe it's just me that feels like that. But I just feel happy on Friday. All right, let's clear for Pisces. Just taking a deep breath in. Queen of Air, very different than the normal Piscean vibe. And the 9 of Earth. All right, so interesting. You know, the Queen of Air, this is about steering clear of things that bother you, okay? So that you don't have to get judgy or controlly or decidey or managey about things. You know what I mean? If you know that something over there is going to bother you, don't go over there. You know what I mean? This is a card of independence. It says experienced, realistic, witty. You know, most of our Pisces friends, you wouldn't necessarily describe them as realistic. That's not bad. It's just like, okay, maybe there's something that you have kept a lot in the dream field, and that it's just time to be a little bit more practical with things. Like maybe you're so Earth, right? Money, security, sense of stability, rootedness. Maybe you've had a financial goal that is unrealistic. So therefore, it's like your inner self knows that there's no way you're going to hit that because you've made some unrealistic financial goal. Well, this is the combination that reminds you to just really reassess and be reasonable and practical. What does feel good? You know, what does feel good? Is it making X amount of dollars versus X amount of dollars that feels a little bit more attainable, right? So a little reassessment there. The 9 of Earth in this deck says enjoying life's little luxuries, spending quiet time alone, and it says successful self-employment. So I'm a huge fan of that, right? So anybody that wants to quit their job and be an entrepreneur, go for it. It's totally worth it. Put in the hard work and you get to work hard, play hard. So message for you Pisces out there, like not to be prisoner to your own thinking, not to be prisoner to your own judgments, knowing that judgment is an attachment, okay? So maybe that's the best, most spiritual thing I could say right now is for you Pisces, like knowing that if you've got a judgment about something, that it is an attachment, that there's a cord between you and that thing, and it's a mind screw, right? You know what I mean? Like you are stuck on the thing that you don't like, and it's just a weird like energetic thing that's going on. So instead, focusing on life's little luxuries and being grateful in the moment, and then being really tuned into what's practical and realistic over the weekend. So it's good to spend time dreaming, but it's also good to spend time making smart goals with practical action steps, right? And then implementing them, not just thinking about, you know, it, right? All right, guys. So if we had one card for all of us to seal the deal, to give us a little guiding light for the weekend ahead, what would it be? Whoa, this one. 5 of Fire, again, this came up in our Scorpio reading, right? It's about competing goals, bothersome details, conflict with others. All right, so it could be conflict with yourself. And so if you're swimming in troubled waters, right, how can you become untroubled? That is a question I've been journaling on this week for myself. I have a lot of opinions, but I think it'd be good for you to just do some consideration on that, like do some journaling. What does it look like to live untroubled? You know, what does that mean? It's an adjective. You know what I mean? What does it mean? All right. So may all of you have an untroubled weekend. Thank you for spending some time with Wise Skies. If you've enjoyed these messages, I receive virtual tips through Venmo and PayPal. I really do appreciate it. It makes a difference. It goes to pay for these platforms. And you know, if you can't do that, then please pay it forward in your communities through tithing, volunteering, giving your heart, giving somebody some of your own experience to help them through a tough time. And that's how we can make a ripple effect in the Wise Guys community, right? So I know we're making a difference. And love you guys so much, and have a great weekend. Until